Bertha, lovely Bertha, you are a lovely machine, and anyone who works with you will know just what I mean. Whoa, Bertha, lovely Bertha, sometimes I think you're a dream. When we work out what you have to do, you can always turn the goods out, always turn the goods out. We can depend upon you. Clicking in the day, flashing in the night, your computer is shining brightly. Some people say you have a mind of your own, and I think that's very likely. Oh, Bertha, lovely Bertha, sometimes I think you're a dream. When we work out what you have to do, you can always turn the goods out, always turn the goods out. We can depend upon you.
Today, at Spotty's Wooden Company, Bertha is making cuckoo clocks. Roy tests each one. He sets the hands to 3 o'clock. This one's working all right, Ted. Here you are, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. There you are, Flo. Don't stack them too high, Flo. We don't want them falling down. All right, I won't. Oh, you better give me a hand, Nell.
Try that one with the hands at 4 o'clock, Roy. It's okay, Ted. Nell is helping Flo stack the boxes and doesn't know that Tom is waiting. Tom wonders why the bird keeps hiding in the clock.
Oh, this one is broken, Roy.
That's funny. It was all right just now. Did you do this, Tom? We've got a broken one here, Ted. Broken? Let me try it. I wonder how that happened. Put it to one side, Roy. Try the next one with the hands at 5 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Ted. Why do they call them hands? They look more like arms to me. I suppose because they point to the numbers. But you can't point without using your arms, can you? I mean, like this.
I think Roy wants something, Nell. He's waving at you. Oh, yes. Did you want something, Roy?
No, it's all right, Nell. I was just using my arms to point.
At what?
We were talking about hands on a clock. Yes, those things that point at the numbers, Nell. Why are they called hands and not arms?
I don't know. Why are hands on a clock called hands, Flo? Because they've always been called hands. It would be daft to start calling them arms.
Why? I mean, you point with your arms, don't you? Like this. Mrs. Tupp, the tea lady, thinks Roy is waving to her.
All right, I'm coming. Everyone's in a hurry for their tea.
Panjid also thinks that Roy is waving at him.
Very well, I shall be along soon.
Everybody wants their boxes collected at once.
Oh, oops.
I am very sorry, Mrs. Tupp. I was driving most carelessly. I hope I haven't spilled your tea.
That was quite a bang you gave me, Panjid.
I am sincerely sorry. I was hurrying, you see, because I thought Roy was waving at me.
He was waving at me. That's why I was hurrying. There, you see? I'm coming! I'm coming!
I'm coming! I'm coming! I must be more careful and not drive so fast.
Here comes Mrs. Tupp. Oh, good. Time for a cup of tea. I came as fast as I could.
We'll let Mrs. Tupp settle the argument.
Mrs. Tupp, do you point with your arms or your hands?
My finger. Like this.
Quite right, Mrs. Tupp. Perhaps we'd better call them fingers on the clock.
Do you know what I've often wondered? What? Why it's called a clock face? I should have a nice cup of tea, love, and stop worrying about clocks.
In the design office, Mr. Sprott is working on a new clock that he's just invented. Put this piece there. That's right. Good, good. And that piece there. Splendid. It's ready to go.
What makes it work, Mr. Sprott?
Most clocks have to be wound up or have a battery. This one will work with just one jug of water.
Really?
I'll show you. Pass me that jug of water, please. But take the flowers out first. That's it. Now, watch. The water drips slowly from this valve and onto this propeller, making it turn. Inside the clock, all the cogs and wheels begin to go around, making the hands on the clock move and show the time.
Mr. Sprott, you're a genius.
Well, it took a bit of working out. I must check it to see it keeps good time. It doesn't tick like an ordinary clock, but if you listen carefully, you can hear it going splat, splat, splat.
It's very quiet.
Yes, yes, this is a very restful sort of clock. As you quite rightly say, you can hardly hear it working.
That's because it stopped.
Oh dear, the water isn't dripping. The valve must be stuck. I'll soon fix that.
Oh, you're all wet, Mr. Sprott.
Mm-hmm. Now my watch has stopped.
Well, you'll just have to invent another sort of clock.
Yes. It's time I got back to the drawing board.
And time I got some fresh water for the flowers.
Miss McClackerty has been finding time to tidy her office. At the back of the filing cabinet, she's found some old papers.
Well, I never. Fancy that.
Come in.
Mr. Wilmake, I found some old papers about Bertha.
Really? Let me see.
It says that Bertha first came to the factory 50 years ago.
That must have been in my grandfather's day.
It says she came here 50 years ago tomorrow. Tomorrow is Bertha's birthday.
By Jove, so it is. We ought to have a celebration.
Have a birthday party with presents for her.
What sort of presents can you give a machine?
Ted could give her some new oil. Roy could give her a spot of paint. We could all polish her and make her look grand.
I could give her the day off.
Mrs. Tupp could make her a birthday cake, and we could have a party tomorrow morning.
A splendid idea, Miss McClackety. Tell everybody about the anniversary and say we'll meet at Bertha tomorrow morning. Bertha, 50 years old. My word. Well.
The next morning, Mrs. Tupp arrived early to make Bertha's birthday cake. Tom wants to help her.
All right, Tom. You can give me a hand to ice the cake.
Ted, Roy, Nell and Flo also arrived early to make Bertha look her best.
You've got to look your best today, Bertha.
I'll just tighten this up a bit. Bertha wonders what all the fuss is about.
It's nearly time. Gather round, everybody. Happy birthday, Bertha.
Happy birthday, Bertha.
Many happy returns, Bertha. Happy birthday, Bertha. Fancy being 50.
Happy birthday, Bertha. Yeah, you're not so bad for such an old machine. A very merry birthday, Bertha.
I would just like to say how proud we are of Bertha and to say thank you to her for the 50 years she has worked in the factory. As a birthday treat, I'm giving her the day off.
Well, how about that? No work today, eh, Bertha?
And since this is such a special day, I think my grandfather, who first brought Bertha to the factory, should be here to share it. Come on, Mrs. Tupp.
I'm here. Phew, I'm all puffed. It's all been such a rush. Now, who would like a nice cup of birthday tea? Where's the birthday cake, Mrs. Tupp? Ah, yes. That is being brought by my new helper. Oh, that looks very nice, Mrs. Tupp. It looks lovely. Really smashing.
Thank you, Bertha. You really are the best machine.
Oh, Bertha, lovely Bertha. Sometimes I think you're a dream. When we work out what you have to do, you can always turn the goods out, always turn the goods out. We can depend upon you.